It wasn't a win, but it was wild and controversial. What went wrong? What went right? The quarterback change, the touchdown that was not, and your calls as the Redskins fall to 3-11. Plus, DY is a finalist for this very prestigious and profound award. He is oh so deserving. Let's talk about all of the above tonight on After the Game with Darrel Young.
Live from News Channel 8, this is After the Game with Darrel Young.
A spirited start behind the scenes Sunday up in New Jersey. A spirited effort on the field as well. RG3 came in, provided a spark after Colt went out, but the Redskins lost 3-11 now. That was the moment of the game right there. And guess who's going to be the starting quarterback Saturday when the Redskins host the Philadelphia Eagles? Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us tonight for After the Game with Darrel Young. I'm Alex Parker. DY, how you doing, man?
I'm all right. I've had better Mondays, but I'm all right.
You haven't had a better Monday for a while.
It's been
a lot of bad Mondays.
It's been a lot of bad Mondays.
What is your overall takeaway from yesterday's effort at the Giants?
Yesterday hurt, not more so than any other game, but it hurt a lot. You know, I honestly just looked at it as a situation we could have went up, I think 17-3 going into the half, regardless of what it was. They took that touchdown away, and, you know, I think that changed the momentum of the game.
Before we talk about that play specifically, RG, Colt goes out. RG comes in. Every time we think we've seen the end of RG3 as the quarterback in Washington, he keeps coming back. What'd you make of his performance yesterday?
Well, remember I made that reference before, you know, when we went back a couple shows talking about Geno Smith and how he came back, and you just never know what's going to happen in this league. And I thought, you know, he gave us a chance to win. He did some electrifying things, just being himself, and he gave us a spark. I think that penalty at the half changed everything, like you said. You know, we'll talk about it later, but I thought he did a tremendous job. He came in and did what he was supposed to do.
To some of us on the outside, he showed glimpses of RG3 2012. Did you see that, or is that something we do on the outside, and you see so much more of him than we do, that's a tough comparison to make?
The first thing I said when he dove over the end zone, I thought about the Cincinnati play when he jumped over the goal line when we were at home in 2012, and I said he's back. You know, that's going to be a great picture someday, but you know, they changed that call, reversed it. You know, it is what it is.
It seems to me when he's in there, and every quarterback has his own personality, and RG3 has a sort of massive personality, that when he's in there, the team, it's not that the team is better or worse, it's just a different vibe because he brings an intangible. Do you guys feel that out there?
We do. He runs a lot more. I mean, he does some things that, you know, everyone else can't do. That's why he's RG3, and, you know, he's not myself, you know, in that quarterback. You know, he does some great things. He runs with the ball. He makes some accurate throws. We just, you know, came up short, and that's frustrating, but it happened.
703-387-1020 is our lawn and leisure hotline. Give us a call. Talk with DY about the game and moving forward as well. Okay, DY, you brought it up. The play. Were you on the field for this play, or what was your vantage point of the touchdown that wasn't?
I had a perfect view of the play just because I was on the sideline. Regardless of what happened with the referees called, I thought it was a touchdown. I thought the ball crossed the plane. He had 2 feet, regained possession, just like a receiver. If he does that in a situation. 2 feet were in, you know. But I'm not a referee, you know. I'm not one of those guys that, you know. I'm not making the call in New York, you know. So I don't know what happened on that phone call, what they did under the booth, but they ruled it not a touchdown. So.
Did anybody, it happened so quickly, and he lost and got it back so quickly. Did anybody see it as it happened, or were you guys a minute, 2 minutes later sort of stunned when, what are they looking at?
Yeah, I was
for
stunned.
all the world, it looked like a touchdown.
I was stunned. I didn't understand what they were looking at or why they ruled it the way they did. Regardless of that, I mean, you know, any game I've ever been in, that's a touchdown, regardless, you know, of the situation that, you know, happened. I thought he had control of the ball, but I'm not a referee. I'm not one of those people, you know, to basically criticize him or criticize the refs for what they didn't call.
Colt goes out, RG3 goes in. RG3 took a lot of hits, and every time he takes one, you get the sense, is he going to get up after this? And then we hear on the telecast that guess who the backup quarterback was yesterday with Colt out and RG3 wobbly? It was you.
That's me.
Did anybody talk to you about this during the game, like get ready?
The first thing, we were walking out for punt. first thing I looked at was Jay Gruden. I looked to the sideline. I was like, do I got to go in right now? I'm excited. I'm just going to run with it, But I think I could throw the ball pretty far, but, I don't think we want to be in that situation. I know we had a body bag game some years ago, but I don't know if I would have been ready in that situation, but I would have threw the go route to Deshaun or Pierre, one of them.
How did you end up being the backup emergency quarterback?
I just understanding the offense, being around those guys for a long time, just trust, I guess, from Sean McVay and probably him putting the bug in Jay's ear. And I've taken a couple snaps this year in practice and stuff like that, throwing some, halfback option pass versus our defense when we're doing scout team stuff, and completed a couple 2 for 2 right now, by the way. But
who's counting?
Yeah, I know, right?
You love that, don't you?
I do. It's exciting. It's exciting.
Does it make you appreciate the reads that Colt and Kirk and Robert and every other NFL quarterback have to make in a split second?
I tell you, the air is different when you have the ball, when you're standing in the pocket, when you got, guys 300 pounds chasing after you. But, I was only in practice, so I really didn't feel the pressure, but I couldn't imagine being in the pocket in a game.
Before we go to our sort of breaking news tonight, which is the fact that there will be a new starting quarterback this week, let's go to the phones on our Lawn and Leisure hotline. Sam is in Manassas. Hi, Sam.
Yeah, hi. I just want to say this. I was in San Francisco when they drafted Alex Smith. Alex Smith was in the same position as RG3. It took 6 years, took 3 coaches. They built the offensive line, they built the defense, and then Alex Smith, they got Harbaugh. Alex Smith went 13-3, and he lost the championship game. So what I'm trying to say is Alex Smith hurt his arm. He was a bum. He wasn't no good, just like RG3. Stay with RG3 because he'll develop. And you're right, D.Y. RG3 will develop into a great quarterback. And
okay.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to let you go with this. Harbaugh is available.
Okay. Sam in Manassas, talking about Coach Jim Harbaugh of the 49ers, who have fallen off. They were officially eliminated yesterday, lost at Seattle. They're out. Jim Harbaugh, the rumor is he's out or will be out. He doesn't seem to get along. Back to the Alex Smith comment. We have very short attention spans here. We're fickle, DY, if you haven't learned this. 2 weeks ago, folks were calling for RG3. He's done here. You know what? He's not done here. What do you expect from him? By the way, RG3 is starting Saturday against Philly. What do you expect from him moving forward?
I'm excited for him. He's a young man who's, just trying to find himself right now. I mean, this year, if anything, has defined him as a person in terms of where he wants to be. I think it's a little, not saying he's an arrogant guy. He's not arrogant at all, but, I mean, it's a reality check to some things, and I got my reality check when I got cut, so everyone goes through a different process, to find yourself. And I think looking at him, I mean, I'm excited for him. I don't know I'm not going to say anything different that I haven't said in the past couple of weeks about him, because I still feel the same way about him giving us a chance to win.
You have mentioned on this show a couple times, and I read a blurb in the Washington Post earlier in the week, that RG3 has sort of leaned on you, or that you have spoken out to him perhaps more than other teammates have. What has that communication been like?
I told him I'll never be a second pick overall. I understand, the frustrations thing, but I've also been cut in this league, and cut is worse than being benched because you don't have a job, and I told him, regardless of the situation that you're in right now, go out there and play, perform every day, show the coaches that you want to be here. Don't be that guy, basically putting yourself in the back. You don't want to be around anyone. Be yourself. Be Robert Griffin. That's why you are who you are today. And I respect the guy. And like I said, he's one of my closest friends on the team because of who he is as a person, not because he's his accomplishments on the field, and because he's the Heisman Trophy winner and a rookie of the year winner. I like the guy as a person, and he's one of those people. Like I said, I went to his house for Thanksgiving, so that should say a lot about someone. When you're close enough to go to their family's house, to eat with them and stuff like that. But I love the guy. I'm excited for him. Like I said, I'm excited for Kirk, Colt, and I want him to be healthy too. I'm not biased towards any of those guys. I just want to win some football games.
And that Thanksgiving dinner was a day after RG3 found out he lost his job, which of course, hopefully, I'm sure the turkey was still great. Rob is in Southeast Washington tonight. Hi, Rob. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine. How you guys doing?
Good. Thanks for calling. What's up?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say hello. But in any case, what I do like to say is, would any of you guys put Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, or anybody behind that front line? So it's not about Kirk Cousins. It's not about RG3. It's not about McCoy. If you got a front line like that, any quarterback is going to get crushed. I mean, it's incredible. And also, I like to say, Mr. Young, I mean, I don't agree with a lot of Jay Gruden's play calling, because in my scheme, I would have put you in a place where not only can you protect and block and catch and run and throw, I would use you in a better scheme. Scheme, because you got too many talents, you know what I'm saying, just to be a blocker or sometimey. No. But that's all I wanted to say. But I disagree with Jay Gruden.
Okay, Rob, got to let you go, buddy. Lots of folks on the Lawn and Leisure Hotline. Rob wants you to get the ball more. He wants you to be more involved.
Well, Rob, vote for me for the Pro Bowl. Appreciate it.
I will say this. Every time you're on the field, you make a play.
I try to.
Every time you touch it, you get the first down. You made the catch on the 4th and 1. That was at Dallas. When DY gets his hands on the ball, DY makes stuff happen. Tina and Oxon Hill, stay on the line. We got to do a break. Callers, please take note. You can win a big green egg. Actually, this big green egg. If you get through on our Lawn and Leisure Hotline, go to WJLA.com for all the details. DY and I will be right back after this. Here is your injury report brought to you by the Cochran Law Firm. Colt McCoy re-injured the neck, as you know. Played the one series, done for the day. Apparently done for this week as well. Bad day for O-line. Trent Williams banged up all season. Trent sprained his right shoulder. Corey Lichtensteiger, an MCL sprain, suffered that late in the game. And on defense, Gabe Miller, linebacker, a left ankle sprain. That is your Cochran Law Firm injury report. Welcome back to After the Game with Darrel Young. I'm Alex Parker. He's DY. DY, we'll take one quick look, because it not only did it change the game, the play, the non-touchdown, but then its aftermath really changed the game as the second half started. On the touchdown again, you guys watch this happen. You're upset. Santana Moss is extra upset that it's been overturned. What's going on the sideline? How do guys try to keep their cool in this instance?
Santana is one of those guys who's very passionate about what he does. If you didn't watch the U2 or the U Part 1, you don't know that about him. But he's one of those guys that we rely on a lot to kind of be a leader, through his play. And he's been around for a long time. I think he's been with the Redskins 10 years now. It's his 10th season here, 14th season in the league. And I'm gonna go with him all day just because I know what he brings to the table. And I felt he was right. I know he's not the type of guy to get in people's face in terms of being disrespectful. But he's gonna voice his opinion. As you guys know in the media, who to go to get the honest opinion about things, and that's who he is. Going back to his college days, watching the U Part 2 and seeing some of the things that he said and saying big time players make big time plays in big time games. So I support Santana. I love him. He's my favorite player. I have his jersey hanging up, so it's in my apartment. So anything that he does, I'm on to back him up. 10 penalties for 135 yards. You and I can get to Chipotle from here in 135 yards. Is that on players? Is that on coaching, lack of discipline? What is that? Players, lack of discipline, not being focused. I think a couple of them were personal fouls in terms of taunting maybe, or, just illegal, unnecessary roughness.
30 were on Santana. I think 70 were on Bashad Breeland.
Yeah, I mean,
none on Darrel Young.
You just got to be smart in some situations. I mean, we're not going to always like the calls that referees make, but they're not going to always like the throws that we make. So we can't criticize what they do. And they call the things that they did. Like you said, the Santana play was controversial. I think it was the turning point in the game. He was just standing up for what he believed, and you see everyone grabbing him, but he didn't swing or anything. He was just voicing his opinion, and like I said, he'll deal with it. He'll go through what he'll have to go through, fines off the field and all that stuff, but he'll be ready to play.
Tina is in Oxon Hill, Maryland tonight on our Lawn and Leisure Hotline. Hi, Tina.
Hi, how are you two doing? Long time. I haven't called in a while, but anyway, you should be nominated for the Player of the Year for the Redskins. They'll go through what you've been going through this year, and you still put a smile on your face. And number two, I'm going to vote for you for the Pro Bowl because you said so.
Thank you.
And also, too, I just wanted to say this, though. Santana Moss is right. He was passionate. He's been through ups and downs, all the sorry part of the Redskins, and some of the playoffs. And so I'm glad he did that because he always so quiet all the time. And he's just real low-key kind of. So I'm glad he did do that. But I'm voting for you. And I'm glad I called back on it because I haven't called in a while.
Thank you.
Y'all been like a bad boyfriend. I can't take it no more. I have to keep my distance, but I've been watching y'all every play.
Okay.
And I may go to the Dallas game still. So.
Okay, Tina, thank you. Thank you, Tina. DY might end up in the Pro Bowl, thanks to some voters out there in the DMV. Quickly, Jody is in Northwest Washington tonight. Hi, Jody, how are you? Jody on line 4. What's up, Jody?
I think we need better offensive plays because our offensive plays from the games I watched this year hasn't been good. And also, I think we need Alexander's plays that he didn't use because Alexander's had a big playbook. And good job with the block, ZY, you picked up yesterday and beat the Eagles. He's feeling. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Jody. Haven't heard Al Saunders in a while. DY, quickly, offensive scheme. Not to get too inside football here because I don't really know what I'm talking about. Wouldn't Jay Gruden call different plays for Robert than he would for Colt? I think a lot of fans there are saying Robert is good at doing what he does, and when he doesn't get to do what he does, he's not that good. Does the game plan change when Robert's in there vis-a-vis Colt?
I can't say that because you go back to the Giants game. The first time we played him, the first play of the game was an option that Kirk ran for 12 yards. So I'm not going to say it changes that much. Obviously, you're not going to run it as much as you would because they're different type of guys. But we go back to reference to the Dallas game when Colt made that RG3 like play. Yep. I mean, those guys are all athletic, in their own sense. I mean, obviously more so than the other RG3 being more so than the other guys just because of a 40 time on combine. But I mean, I don't know honestly. Like I said, my role doesn't change. I line up eye strong or weak, so that's a good thing about being a fullback.
703-387-1020. Got to do a break. Tina in Oxon Hill mentioned that she's going to vote for DY for the Pro Bowl. DY got a wonderful award late last week, and he is up for that award now. Nothing against the Pro Bowl. This is so much more important than that. We'll talk with Darrel after this. Don't go away.
Here's our play of the game, brought to you by our friends at Normandy Carpet Care. Robert Griffin III in the game. And when you see a stiff arm like this, you have to appreciate it. RG3, stiff arms, Giants corner, intro roll on a 23-yard running play. And that is our Normandy Carpet Care play of the game.
Thank you, DY. A lot of talk about is RG as fast as he was in 2012 after the injury. He looks as fast to me. I don't know that he is as sort of elusive, perhaps. He looked fast on that play. He looked fast on the touchdown that wasn't a touchdown.
Yeah, he's mobile.
Welcome back to the show, DY. Back up to the backup quarterback. Now that we know that, we're not going to let that rest. DY, today you were out at FedEx Field in the locker room. This was your off day. I believe every off day this season, which is Tuesday of every week, you have done charitable work. Today you were giving presents away to some young kids from the DMV. Why do you do this every week?
I have fun. The holiday time is about giving back. It's not about me. There's a lot of kids in that locker room today, just excited about being next to Redskins players. And, I got the chance to play with some Barbie dolls and do some things I wouldn't do on a day off, So I just had some fun with some little girls, some boys, playing basketball with them, cross one up in the locker room, So I had some fun, myself, Niles, Paul, a bunch of guys always go out.
The Redskins community relations folks keep track of which player does the most work. And outside the locker room, there's a banner, like a scoreboard. I think we have the video of this. And needless to say, on top of the list, Trent Murphy, 12, Alfred, 18, times, Niles, Paul, 27. Look at Darrel Young, 33 different community events you have done this year. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And
today made 34.
Oh, today was 34. That's not been updated yet. Tomorrow we'll get a fresh shot. Because of all of this, DY, and all that makes you, including your military background, you were the Redskins recipient of the Walter Payton Man of the Year Award. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Fullback's great. Backup quarterback is great. It's not as good as Man of the Year.
Yeah. I'm excited.
What's that mean to you?
My mom loves Walter Payton, so from that, when I first told her, she was like, "Oh my God, well, you're associated with Walter Payton." I'm like, "Not on the field, lady, off the field." But it's a prestigious honor. The Redskins are acknowledging something that we do off the field, and like I said, my goal in life is to impact people on the way. While I'm living my journey, or going through this journey and living my dream. So any way that I can impact lives and kind of do things to get people to the next level, that's what I want to do, and that's why I go to work every day.
A lot of folks would be happy just being pro football players, making a lot of money, playing a game. At what point, rookie, before rookie, recently, did you decide on this mission?
My first year when I came in 2009, when I was on the practice squad, I only had a polo jersey, and I said, I want to be a guy that goes to events and has a jersey on, a name on their back, so kids can know who I am, you know, and that was my main purpose. And then I see guys like Lorenzo Alexander, London Fletcher, guys who are getting this, you know, community award across the league and, you know, being noticed for things, and these guys are stars. And I'm like, hey, you know, what am I doing on Tuesdays that's, you know, basically eliminating me from, you know, being who I am as a person and showing everyone my, you know, personality and stuff. And I couldn't come up with anything because usually I'm just bored in Ashburn, Virginia. But, you know, I just go out there, I just try to have some fun. And, you know, like I said, Alfred Morris, and there's a lot of guys who contributed to why, you know, who I am today on the field and off the field. But, you know, community stuff, and I have to thank my parents for that because, you know, they'd never, you know, let me forget where I came from.
Good for you. We were a better community because of DY. We'll have more with Darrel after this. Don't go away. We talked about DY's community work. I want to show you right now, living proof. His name is Xavier from Loudoun County. DY is a big brother, Xavier, little brother, big brother, little brother program. DY, thanks for giving back to the community.
Thank you.
Xavier,
Appreciate
you're a
it.
lucky man to have DY showing you the ropes. All the best to you guys. Happy holidays. DY, good luck Saturday against the Eagles. And I'll see you back here next Monday for After the Game with Darrel Young. I'm Alex Parker. I'll be back at 9 o'clock for Toyota Sports Talk, talking Redskins and Wizards. We will see you then. Take care, folks.